ZL Entertainment.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am Jack Dion from ZL Entertainment, and today we are here for the finale of the been a while since I did this. This is the Civ 5 Duels, yes, and yeah, we're back here just to see the finale and see how everything ends. Just like with the last video, I'm just recording the stuff first, and then I commentate over it because it's much funner that way and much easier, and I can condense everything better because this took 3 hours to record, and I actually sped it up 4 times. Well, some parts I only did sped it up 2 times because that was the main part, and I didn't want to have that too fast, so you guys could still see what was going on. So it's just basic stuff of setting up the different cities, doing the sessions, as you can see. I may have missed it already, but if not, either way, let's just say that we are the world leader, obviously. Here we go with that now. Okay, never mind. That's good timing. This is where we finally enact that we are the world leader because we have 8 delegates and they only have 6. So we get to say so in everything else from here on out. And I left in a lot of this because it just interested me, but I may take this kind of stuff out completely and just leave it for the fighting, because that to me feels more like what a duel is, and that's more of what I want in these duels, to see who wins. But I still feel like this kind of stuff is really interesting, so I kept some of it in. Eventually I'm just gonna get rid of all that stuff because it's just I don't know. I think the next duels will have to, I'll just cut most of all this out. But then again, I don't know, because then there wouldn't really be much of a video. So I think the first few videos in a duel session will probably be not as fun as the final. But there's going to be people who will just want to watch this video, so I don't know. I still feel that showing the tech off is very important, so I'll probably always do that. But showing the production in the cities, that's just me kind of being lazy and not cutting that out. I mean, I did it this time, but pretty soon I won't. Making sure we get the things that we want. That's highly important. I might not show those off anymore either. But yeah, I'm gonna... free tech. That's good. This was actually very fun how this turns out, and the reason why why would we be going to war with you? Well, you're crazy. Or maybe you're not. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do a sneak attack. The reason why this part is all zoomed up until a part later on where it's not zoomed up as quite as fast is due to the fact that I still wanted to show this part, but like I said, I'm still somewhat new, so I like to try different things, different tactics to see what works, and it's never gotten this late into the game where I finally attacked. Usually I attack in the very, very early stages, and so I know what to attack in those days, but in this age where we're like technically with World War II tech, I believe, or past maybe, I don't know, I didn't know what to do to take down the city, so that's why this is all sped up fast, because we're seeing me figuring it out. Then when it slows down a little bit, we'll see that I finally figured it out. And that was a fun time. So there's a little learning process here in the new age, because I didn't know how to take down airplanes. It didn't even occur to me that there was such a thing as anti-aircraft shooter things, or whatever it's called. I don't keep up with the tech that any country has in general. I don't really care. And that little bit of sped up talking you heard, you may hear sound effects in the background that are a little weird. That's because the audio and the sounds, I think, recorded it weirdly. They weren't... I don't know. I didn't know how to fix that at all, so I may just take out sound effects completely in general, because it's not really needed. It's kind of nice to have, but it's not really needed. I have it down really low anyways. I might have a background music in it, just because it might be nice to have some kind of background music. There is copyrighted music within this game, which is very annoying. But there's some that is not, so I'm gonna see which is and which isn't, and then I will add that music to the video. I'm gonna try with my favorite music in this game, and I'll have that as the background. Personally, right now, I'm not hearing it, but I'll add that later. And not sure when we realized that the proper way to do this, and kind of a dumb move of trying to attack the workers, but I kind of was doing that out of spite, really. I was really angry that it was taking so long. This is my second time recording this, by the way. I got an hour and a half into this, and previously the way I won it before was not the way I wanted to win it, so that's why I had to re-record it. So that's annoying. Yeah, so we're gonna take out those guys over there because we can. Gonna turn that into a thing that we can put into a museum, which is kind of cool, but might not do that too much. If there was an antiquity site, ruins, archaeological site, whatever you want to call it, if there was one in our main area of Moscow, I would keep that as the culture thing, where it's like an actual site that you can keep gaining culture instead of putting it into a museum. I would have done that for Moscow, but since it wasn't in Moscow, I decided to try something that I've never done before. He wants peace, but that's not the name of the game. We're not multiplayer. I was actually willing to do peace if he gave me the main city I was attacking, and that, of course, was their third city that I didn't even notice until now. So we have another place to take care of. In retrospect, I realized I probably should have taken that because it would have been easier to just have that and taken out the one that we're trying to take out now. Yeah, Dortmund. I probably should have just taken that. But I didn't want to wait 10 turns or 15 turns to go and turn, just to start attacking Esson again. So that's why we did that. Taking out their ships. I wanted to take out their engineer, but I don't think I ever did. And I was trying to figure out a way how to take them out too. I wasn't too worried, but I realized I had to be more tactical, whatever you want to call that. Strategic. Let's go with that. This game's supposed to be a strategy game, but I don't feel like it's a strategy game at all. felt a little more strategy in this session because it was a new era and I was trying to figure it out. The early eras are so easy for me. Like, I always have all the money, I have all the happiness, I have everything. It's just so easy to me. And then once you get to the modern era, or the era slightly before, I think it's the one before that, where it starts to get a little more difficult. I prefer the eras before the modern era, to be quite honest. They're more interesting to me. So yeah, do we take this ship out this time? Yeah, I just didn't even bother taking out the choose production. Still want to make sure that we're the world leader. Fun fact, in the future of this episode, we will see that they finally get as much delegates as we do. I don't know how you get delegates. I thought it was through city-states and how much territory you own, but I guess not. But they had the same amount as us, but since we were already world leader, and a tie still means nothing, so it defaults to the previous one. So we always stay as the world leader. Guess which of these 3 cities we take out first, though. Bets come in now, though. Bets starting now until... I can't remember when I did it, and I don't want to click on the video to see where I stopped the speed. Might be in about 3 minutes, but bets on who I take out first. And I will give you... I would say a free cookie because cookies are delicious, but I'm planning on starting a business making cheese, so I could do a free pound of cheese. I don't know. Of course, that would take a long damn time to get to, but hey. You can probably see what I'm doing with this general here. There's only one thing I do with general, well, on this map. On my current game that I'm playing by myself, I keep it within the city to add more, I think you get more attack or more defense, or both maybe, something like that. So you can probably guess what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to steal some of their territory. Bet still on of which city I take out first. Berlin, Essen, or Dortmund, Duntman, however you pronounce that one. I think it's Dirth, if I remember right. Well, there we go. Got some irradiation, or uranium, I think it is. It's the radiation symbol, I believe. Never actually seen that in real life. Except for, like, you know, in person with my own eyes. That wasn't on a screen. Never been to an area where I've seen that. Maybe that's a... shows you how, where I live is very, let's just say it was the #1 safest city for, like, many years. I don't know if it still is. But it was the #1 safest city in California. I'm not going to say which year, because that will give away where I live, and not that I really care, but I just I like keeping people guessing and just being a little mysterious. It's no fun if the mystery is gone, then it's just boring. And that can be said about anything in life. So, yeah, that's a main reason why I don't tell people where I live, is just because it's boring. And people know, and then they're like, oh, okay, and then it's just, yeah. But I will say it was one of the safest cities in California at one point in time. Have fun. It does narrow it down, sure, but Could be southern, central, northern, eastern, western, central. It could be anywhere, you know? I don't know all the places, so I can't really say much about it. Alright, so what were your guys' bets? Who did we take? I'm sure some of you guys are going to cheat and look into the future, but still, whatever. I mean, it's technically between two, I guess, supposedly, since I'm only going after two places. But whatever. I'm still gonna say it's between the three because that's all they have. Where's the moment? Where is the exact moment? Boom, 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 boom. Where the hills and far away. Sorry, got a song stuck in my head. Let's see. We're coming close to the point where I finally figure out what to do. Very fun moment. You still have a minute to guess. You can pause the video now and be like, I think it's this place you're gonna take. Although it might be a little less than a minute because I want to tell you the exact moment I figure it out. So I would say do it now. Anything past 17 and a half minutes. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell how people... I always comment while the video is going. I open up the comment tab and start doing things. Maybe we have more time. I'm guesstimating, by the way. I believe cities attack the last unit that you move around them. Which is why I try to be strategic with moving a unit that I don't really care about as much last. No, they got rid of one of our things. So we're coming close to the moment where I realize the way to quickly take them out. Adding more stuff to our freedom tab. By the by, I figured it out by now. It was a soldier. As you can see, the soldier took a shit ton of health, and I'm like, holy damn. And I didn't expect that, because normally in the old eras, like a soldier, like the warrior, they don't do a lot of damage, and it's mostly the arrows that seem to do a lot more. I may be remembering wrong, but I'm sure you're supposed to save them, and they're supposed to, you want to keep them safe because they can take a city. They're the only one that can. But I don't know. I think I may have forgotten how to play this game a little bit because it has been a while. I started playing it last year, I believe, and I played it a lot, and then I just kind of stopped playing it for a while. But I did start learning how to use a certain different things, so I know how to use them now. And when I finally do an LP of this game, which will be like probably an official LP of this game will probably come about in about a year, if not more, if I'm still doing YouTube by then. I'm hoping to still be doing YouTube even when I start getting, even when I start to become like in a band and stuff like that whole thing. And start doing video games. I still plan to do YouTube stuff. Just won't be as much as I do it nowadays. Actually, it'll be as much as I do it nowadays, because nowadays I kind of only upload maybe 1 or 2 videos a week, when I used to upload 2 videos a day. It's because I kind of... a little off topic of Civ 5 currently, but the reason is that my last LP I was doing was Dead Island, and I just kind of... I beat the game already, but I recorded 12 hours that session, and the last 8 hours were just completely gone. They were in 3 different videos, and the last 2 videos were taken away, so I have to, like... the save file was already saved after I beat the game, so I had to find another save file, and the closest one was very, very far away from the last episode of the game that is up. So I have to replay through that part, but it's at the very location I hate the most in Dead Island, the first game, which is the police station, so I have to like go through a bunch of areas that I hate, and just once I get to the area again, then I have to re-record everything, so that's going to be very annoying to do, but that's why I haven't done anything on that area. I also want to get other LPs that I started finished, like the KOTOR series. I want to get that finished finally and not worry about that ever. But yeah, the tank is very weak, I found. Realistically, a tank would be a lot stronger, but I think that's like the prototype to a tank. Basically, though, I thought it was a tank at the time, but yeah, tanks are way stronger than that. So I was like, what the hell? Why is this thing so weak? That's because it's not really a tank. So yeah. Looks like the bets are still on, because which one of these cities do you think is going to be taken down first? It looks like a tie, doesn't it? Looks like a tie. By the by, I have another idea for this series. I don't know if I'm going to do, but I think in the meantime, because this is one of my favorite games, I don't know why. My all-time favorite games are horror games. I love horror games. Those are my all-time favorite. And Grand Theft Auto style games are third, actually, so I don't know why I went there second. Second would be RPGs like Morrowind and Elder Scrolls based stuff, which includes Fallout. So I love horror games and RPG games. They're my 2 favorites, followed by stuff like GTA games and GTA Lite games that do it properly. But I hate strategy games, and yet I love this game. There's something about this game, and it's not any other Civ game. I played the first 2 because you can get them for free, legitimately free. I don't know if it's still legitimate though now. I think they took down that offer or something. But I downloaded them, played them, and I hated the first 2. Not even because of the graphics. I was just like, whoa, this is horrible. Tried the third one, horrible. Tried the fourth one, slightly better, but still not that great. And the sixth one looks wonderful, but I just don't like it. Like the fifth one, Civ 5, like it was the perfect game, the perfect Civ game. I played them all, so I can say it. Yeah, I can say it for sure. I haven't played the sixth one all the way through. I played it. I haven't played all of them way through, even this one, honestly. But there's something to be said that when someone like I like a game immediately, not many people know this about me, but I usually hate games right away. That's just how I am, who I am. I hate the games like right away, but this one I loved right away. It's one of the few I loved right away. Resident Evil 4 was one I loved right away. Morrowind, Elder Scrolls Morrowind was one I loved right away. So those are the games that end up being my all-time favorite games, favorite genres. So I don't know. This one just, there's something special about Civ 5 that it held somebody that hates this type of game, and it still hooked me in. So there's something to be said about that. But the other idea I have is in the year to come, if not 2 years, until I do an official LP of this. A huge LP. I'm planning on a huge LP of this game. I'm thinking of doing something where I kind of just do a summary or kind of like a showing. I don't know how to put it, but I'm thinking I'm kind of like showing like where I'm at in my current game and like what's going on in that game, and kind of not doing any gameplay, but just like talking over through what I'm doing. So I'm kind of thinking on doing that. I just have no idea what to call it at all. But yeah, that's an idea I have. And if you guys guessed Berlin, well, it's not happening right now, of course, but you can see it's all the way down. It's obvious which it's going to be at this point. So if you guessed Berlin, yes, I take over the capital city first. It's all the way down. I just need to get a soldier in there to take it, which happens, I believe, next turn. So it's a little bit early. I could have waited another like almost a minute, but no, you guys get it now. Does Berlin win by much, though? Do I take it by much? No. I believe it's only like 5 or 6 or 7 turns. I guess that is kind of a lot for me. Especially since they're right next to each other. Usually when I play, I take 2 cities over like at the same time. Like that's how good I am usually. Like that's what I used to focus on, was military, because that was like the funnest part to me. And there we go, I won. The world has been something by war. It's sped up, so I wasn't able to read it all. But yeah, we won that way, but we have the most capitals in the country, and we won by a domination victory. That's how I want to win the duels, is through a domination victory. Or lose it, by the way. I don't know if the countries will take you out that way. So I feel like I'm going to be winning them all. I don't want it to be that way. I want to actually lose some, because how I'm planning on doing this calls for that. So that whole part was all sped up twice. This is all back up to 4 times, because we still have to... Well, no, this is still 2. This part is still 2, yes. Because Esson we're going to take out soon enough. But once we take over Dirthmond or whatever, that's going to take me a long time to prepare for that, so I spade it up 4 times again. I figure out how best to take that place out as well, so that'll come in handy when I do officially do an LPO this game. As you can see, I'm starting to delete all those units. I don't need them anymore. And I kind of find it interesting that some of the soldiers are like kind of being dismissed. I already dismissed the ones that were like over in this area, and I kind of feel like there's a story to that, you know, like they were fighting for many years, so to speak, and then they finally got to go home and live out the rest of their life. That's like, I like to story things up, you know, because I'm a writer mostly, so I like putting stories to things, and that was the story I put to a lot of these units, is that they have no need to be around anymore, and they can just, like that guy, he can just go back home and just live now. So this was fun. This whole thing was fun. It took me three and a half hours, I believe, to record it. It might have been 3 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, with 3 hours and 40 minutes that I recorded this whole thing, and condensed it down to, could have been in under 40 minutes, but I wanted to keep the main war parts at 2 times this normal speed instead of 4 times. So yes, still taking a lot of time to get this, so it's in a very, very bad part for me. Especially the units I prefer using, because the other units are so weak. Once again, we're going to be world leader. They still have 6, but eventually they get 8. Like I said earlier in the video. That hasn't happened yet. Well, of course, we took it before I even realized it, but that was the last turn. So we have all this space. Starting to get difficult to figure out what to take out, and then I'm figuring like, how the hell do I take that out? How do I take them out? There's not a lot of room, and this is the point within the game itself. I was like, maybe I should have taken that deal. It would have been a little bit easier. Yes, I would have had to wait, but it would have been about the same amount of time of me setting it, preparing everything to do that. So either way, could have done it. So I don't know. Either way would have been the same thing, really, in the end. And I decided to fix all that stuff up because I wanted the happiness, and I wanted my goal to be as high as it could be. Right now we're at a negative 75 per turn. But guess how we end it? Guess how we end it? Man, fun times. This is fun stuff. I would, if you're watching this now and you guys decide to do your own version of Duels, please link it too, because this stuff is fun. And it would be more fun if you could put it into one video. I might set it up so that it is only in one video. I don't know how the hell to do that. I might just speed everything up, except for the fight itself. But I want to keep it about 45 minutes to an hour, like nothing less, nothing more. Because that's how a Civ 5 video should be. It should be a nice, good chunk of stuff. Because you need to do a lot. And I don't want it to take forever. So I'm thinking of trying to get these videos down to 1 video each. Maybe 2 at max. I don't want them to be 4-part videos anymore. 3 parts even I could handle. So now we're trying to figure out how to take those guys out. We have repaired everybody, so, well, almost everything. We have 1 more. Once we take them out, these are paratroopers. I wanted to see what they were like. And I'll be honest, every time I think of the word paratrooper, I think about The friend that Bone Canoe had, uh, his name was Paratrooper 2, apparently, so I don't know, that's what I always thought about. That's the only time I ever really heard of the term. So, yeah. So how much time do we have left of this video? 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 more minutes. Well, after the 40-minute mark. So we're gonna take care of that, and I think we can get rid of the those guys. We don't need workers anymore. I mean, we could, but as you can see, I actually always wanted this to be a 3-part video. Nowadays, I'm kind of thinking maybe not, but I don't know what. I still don't know what to do, but I would prefer it to only be 3 parts. As you can see, they have another settler, but they're not gonna settle anything. Future ideas for this series, though. I do want to try to get it to 3 parts, as I always wanted it to be, if not less. I'm planning on having the map not be Pangea. In fact, I'm thinking on having that as random now, just to have it more fun. Also, the countries, I wanted that to be random after I played as Russia, but now I want it to kind of be where the winning party, the winning country, so to speak, I guess I should say, they become your enemy in the next duel. So that's kind of what I want to do. Is we know what we're going up against. They're the winner. They get to continue on, and then we do a randomized new group. And I don't think you can have 2 Russias against each other, or say two of the same countries together. That would be boring. This is me trying on the submarine for the first time. It zooms on by really quickly, even when it's not sped up. But it's pretty useless against cities. That's something I found out. But I liked it. Just not good for cities. But yeah, that's something I'm planning on Duels is instead of both being random, the one that you played as, whoever won in the previous duel stays as the enemy kind of thing, basically. Whether that was yours or the other person. So let's say that we lose against Russia next turn, they stay as our enemy next time, and then we try another country. I don't want to lose all of them, obviously, but I don't want to win them all either, because it wouldn't be fun that way. Because I want to play as different countries, and I want other countries to fight. So, but at the same time, I just find that interesting, And I might have specific duels, like if someone is like, hey, I want to see a specific duel between these countries, then we might even do stuff like that too. Might be like a quick showdown of just like take my military, whatever I have, and just go right to them and just fight them as is. It could be like only having 1 or 2 warriors, or 2 warriors and an archer against like the same amount or more. Who knows? But that's an idea as well. So we're taking out Dortmund. It's not Dorth. There's no H in there, just Dort. Not to be confused with Dork, because nobody wants that. Yeah, tank doesn't do very well either. This is actually officially the tank, I believe now. They're pretty weak as well, I believe. Which doesn't make sense to me at all, but whatever. Once again, we are the world champion, so to speak. The world leader. And I believe at that point they had 8 as well. 8 delegates. So, yeah, we're not doing peace with you. So there's about 3 minutes of this left trying to prepare for this war, and all the things I try is not working. But soon enough, I do something. This plane is close. The plane comes close, but I was like, I need something else. I need something else. And I made something. I believe I have it right now. In fact, it is right there. I was like, okay, let's see if this works. And we'll soon see that this is a good idea. In fact, I might have already done it because I have 2 of them. So I may have already figured out at this point, wow, I was just jabbering on like I always do. Because I talk way too much. Although there are times when I just don't talk enough, so my talking is very inconsistent sometimes. Depends on how excited I am about doing a video. I'm actually very excited about doing this video. I had a good time with it. So, it might have been there, but I think since it's sped up so fast, you can't really see me doing it. But I counted the spots that a battleship could go around the city, and there were 4 spots. So that's why I have a 3rd one coming over, and I will have a 4th one come over as well. So I will have 4 battleships, and I will have 4 bombers, I believe. I'll have 3 or 4 of those. And I wait patiently, and we'll see that in about a minute. So that will be the this is the penultimate of this fight. This is the part that comes before the denouement. And the denouement in this is great. It's grand. I loved it. I had a very happy time with this. So I hope you guys will enjoy this as much as I did. That didn't even matter. Once I realized, like, the embargoes from other countries, since there was only one, I was like, who cares? Now we each have 10 delegates, so yeah. I mean, delegates is people, so it has to be the people. But I don't know. I don't see how they have more people than us, unless all their people went over to their new city. But looks like they only have 4 or 6 people. I can't really see it from here. Oh man. We are getting close to it. As you can see, I kind of got very lazy with this. I'm like, it's sped up 4 times, who cares? I don't have to edit a lot of stuff out. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares, I guess, right? So yeah, we do have 4 bombers. I think that said 4 bombers. And, so as you can see, look at that gold. Oh, that's where it is at now. 11,000 with plus 107. And here we go. This is sped up at 2 times now from here on out. And we're going to see the denouement of this duel. It's quite obvious who wins this one. I wanted to make sure I won the first one at least. But here's the part. The current game I'm playing right now on my own, I bumped it up another difficulty, and I'm in 2 wars at the same time now. And they're not allies, they were just two random people who wanted to fight me. So that's what I'm gonna do from now on, is bump up the level each time until I win it. I'm gonna lose it, obviously, until I win it, and then, well, then once I start winning it, I'm going to bump up the difficulty. It's not the idea of dueling, but it still sounds fun. So, yeah, that is going to be fun to do. That's another reason why it's going to be more difficult, is I'm actually bumping up the difficulty. I was trying to say that earlier, but I kind of forgot. Yep. We don't get them this turn. Well, that turn's over, so we're going to give them this turn, because I said that as the new turn came about. There's not much they can do. They're pretty much screwed. I mean, we're basically... There we go. Yep, congratulates us on our victory into our new empire, and there we go. We just completely took them out. I mean, it doesn't really matter to put in a courthouse now, but, you know, just kind of out of habit. Quickly saved the game. End. Yes. So, before I end it, because I almost ended it there, I'm going to show us what we own. All of it. And this is what we ended up with. A lot of land, 57 million, excuse me. A lot of stuff, a lot of land. We kept the one city-state that actually wanted to be our friend. That's our happiness, our goal, all our stuff.